Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Horror. I'm Daniel Shine, joined by Todd Loya, Pugs Dread, and Kruger, and we are here tonight to talk about the series premiere of Lovecraft Country. I'm very excited about this. I'm a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan, and we'll get right into it. Why not? I should say the pilot episode is called Sundown. And it's from, Pug's all-time favorite, Jordan Peele and Misha Green. So on that...
J.J. Abrams, like the one I actually do like.
Anyways, getting right into it. Lovecraft Country follows Atticus Black as he joins up with his friend Letitia and his uncle George to embark on a road trip across 1950s Jim Crow America in search of his missing father. This begins a struggle to survive and overcome both the racist terrors of white America and the terrifying monsters that could be ripped from a Lovecraft paperback. All right. Highly anticipated. Kruger, I know you were very excited about this one, so tag you in first. What did you think of the premiere of Lovecraft Country?
I think it definitely lived up to my expectations. Within the first 2 minutes, I was sold. Honestly, I really was. Everything about this is it's so well made. I think very well written, definitely relevant to the times we're living in today, and I can't wait to see more of this. I think when the horror element set in the episode, it was beautiful. It really was, and I'm sure we're gonna probably talk some spoilers, so I'll get more into what I thought there, but yeah, I really liked it a lot.
What'd you think, Pugs? Be nice.
Like Kruger, the first 2 minutes, I was glued to the screen. I'm like, I love everything that's going on about this. And we all know how I feel about Jordan Peele. I'm not a big fan. I think his Twilight Zone sucks, and I think his movies are overrated. Token. Anyway, he may win me over with this one. I am super shocked. Maybe it's the Abrams in it. I don't know. But I want more of the opening scene. If he wants to do another show with just that bullshit going on, unless that comes back to this show, it's fuck yeah. But yeah, I want to see that style continue. Past that, I had a really good time with the folks. I laughed at some inappropriate parts, but that's to be expected. And honestly, you're eating that fruit. You're kind of asking for it in these times. But when the horror kicks in, bravo! And I'm ready to come on. I'm ready to hop on the back of the bus and take this ride with everybody else. It's awesome.
I'm with you on this one. Both of you guys.
I'll scoot over.
I was kind of weary because some HBO shows take a minute to get into, and this one, I was into it episode 1 right at the beginnings, like you guys said, first 2 minutes, and then because I didn't know where it was going, and I really liked where they're going with it so far. The Lovecraft stuff and the racist stuff. I mean, it all. I wasn't sure I was going to work together. But it works actually really well. Does. Yeah.
You know, H.P. Lovecraft was like a super fucking racist.
Yeah, he was a fucking piece of shit.
that poem that they read in the bookstore, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. He's all right.
He was. He definitely was.
What did you think?
So this show definitely, it kicks off with a bang and it ends with a bang. But they do a really good job, through the middle of world building. I really already like these characters. Atticus is, I think, a great lead for this. I really like the uncle. They do a pretty good job of introducing some family family issues and feuding kind of going on there. I don't know if it'll lose some people in that middle stretch, because I was starting to wonder, I'm like, is this going to be a little more fantasy based and, kind of shirk the horror a little bit? But then, holy shit, they bring it. They bring it hard, kind of towards the finale. I already like the niece a lot, doing her comics and everything. So I hope they kind of find some way to bring her into it a little bit. I thought she's already a likable character. Yeah, I mean, they capture the time period perfectly. That sheriff was such an asshole. I wish he were around as like just a regular villain though, because he was just, I'm like, oh,
I have a feeling it's going to be an ongoing theme to have characters like that in this.
Oh yeah. No,
I love I love the fact that the episode is called Sundown, and you think like, oh, why? But it's like it's a two-way meaning. Like, this is a sundown town.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to get into spoilers, but when we find out who the first ones to go after them are, I'm like, these motherfuckers, this sucks.
Yeah.
That was tense, the chase scene. I was like,
absolutely.
Oh, wow. It was really tense. And I could be mistaken on this, but I don't believe I am. I don't think there's been like a Lovecraftian TV or film adaptation that's really kind of been around this particular time period. Or at least certainly, Jim Crow, covering kind of that dark history.
This is based on a YA novel, right? It's like a brand new book that someone wrote about it.
I know it is, and I have not read it, so
me either.
Yeah, okay. I can't judge like how close it is to the.
I know, and Dan normally keeps up on his YA reading.
Well, he's got to have something to talk to them about while they're trained up.
Pretty much.
Shut up, Todd. So yeah, I mean, so far this is a winner. I'm already into the characters. We've already, seen the pilot. I only seen the pilot. I care about everybody. I know there was a lot of, and I will talk about it in the spoilers, because there is one thing I'm a little bit concerned about, that they could do this, but I'll save it for the spoiler section. But right now, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm hooked. I'm definitely going to be there for all, I think, 10 episodes. I'm not sure if they've said exactly yet, but they've got me. They drew me in. As far as pilots go,
yeah, I was going to say, we normally don't rate television shows, but I figure I might as well just rate the pilot on its own. If you guys are down for that.
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, as far as the pilot goes, I'm a 4.5 out of 5. Like any TV show, it could fall apart, but I'm 4.5 out of 5 on the pilot.
I am too. I'm 4.5 out of 5. And that is just a lot of based on where we go from here. It's hard just to do the pilot, but yeah, I'm 4.5.
The pilot I see a lot of potential, and I hope they stick it. I hope they stick the landing. I am a strong 4, and that's a lot coming from me.
Yeah,
highest Jordan Peele's ever got from you, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm a 4.5 myself.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. If you get a chance to see this, certainly check out the pilot. Like I said, I mean, you begin and you end with the bang, and then there's your world building, character, stuff in the middle, and yeah, it worked great for me. All right. On that note, we're getting into our spoiler section. So if you have not watched it yet and don't wish for it to be spoiled, now would be the time to drop off. Do yourself a favor. Don't, you can always pick up later. All right. So spoiler talk. All right. So
how cool was that fucking opening?
Right. Yeah.
Like that was just way too fucking cool. I was biting my tongue the entire time. So good.
The absolute, definite, right now for me, the definite version of Cthulhu ever brought to life. Like, that shit looks so sick.
Dude, when he got beaten half by Jackie Robinson, I'm like, whatever. And then he comes back together. I'm like, fuck yeah, Cthulhu, kick his ass.
Now, it has to
They-
be one of the best like first 2 minutes of any show ever.
Yeah.
Dude, the flying saucer. I like that's 50 style brought to modern day. Can we get this like a Mars attack or like an alien attack type thing with that look going on? I was into it. Fucking way into it.
Yeah, I kind of predicted it was a dream sequence, but I didn't care. It was it was just so cool. Man, now my concern, and I don't know, this might be baseless, but the way it ended with them arriving at the house, I'm hoping this isn't like some sort of X-Men or Hogwarts type thing with like people with abilities or something. I really hope they don't do that.
I wasn't getting that, but I don't know. I'm not planning that far ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, it more looked like a Cthulhu cult than anything to me.
yeah. Well, I hope. Yeah, I'm like
I'm cool with
more
that.
horror. Focus more horror over the fantasy for me, but obviously they can be both. What do you think
Dude.
about? Oh, go
Hold
ahead.
on, real quick. Good on them for like putting vampire type monsters in a cabin. Like you're just speaking to the horror fan with this type of imagery. Like, fuck yeah, I'm impressed. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that sheriff got fucked up.
I'm just gonna say it now so everyone doesn't get like ahead of themselves. This is an HBO show, so I'd expect it to go a little more fantasy than pure horror. Because if you think about it, anything they've ever done, other than even think of a pure horror HBO thing, and you're gonna be hard pressed.
The Outsider.
Yeah, but that's not really horror, is it?
The first episode was up until you're reminded it's a Stephen King story.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. I expect like look at True Blood, lots of fantasy. So
Yeah, well, vampires now are just as much fantasy as horror. I mean, we've had so many.
I just don't want us to like expect it's going to be pure horror, then be disappointed. So
Oh yeah, no,
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, no, it's obviously it's gonna. I just hope it more than anything doesn't turn into a superhero-y type thing. I just don't want that.
I don't think it's gonna. I think you're really off base with that.
Yeah, I know, but just there were different things, the silver car and everything. Somebody obviously was able to control the creatures. I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm just.
You think that was obvious? I don't think so.
It seemed like it. It seemed like there was, or I assumed maybe it was the uncle. I don't know, but as far as pilots go, I mean, yeah. And I'll be honest, HBO sometimes, like a lot of times, the pilot will be a little on the slow side, and
I normally give HBO 3 episodes of their shows before I decide if I'm going to stick with it, because a lot of them are really slow burns. So
they'll blow your mind.
There's one
off the bat.
There's one thing I do want to say too. Fucking to all the people complaining about the like 15 seconds of like a rap beat we get in it, you need to grow the fuck up.
People were bitching about that.
Yeah, there was a big ass deal on the Joe Bob page of it, and they're like, "This show fucking sucks already." Blah blah blah. You guys need to grow the fuck up. Like seriously, you deserve to be punched in the face for acting like that.
Cosign. Like it's urban. You're it's fine, guys. God,
Can't stand fucking people like that.
Yeah, no, I hope it does well though, because you got Watchmen getting canceled because it's an expensive show too. But
I do believe this will be the next like water cooler type show where like everyone's talking about it, because I was talking about it at work, but they haven't seen it yet because they forgot. Like what the date it was coming out was not advertised very well. I don't know if you guys experienced that, but I totally forgot it was on until you guys reminded me.
You would think it'd do well.
I wouldn't pay attention.
I will tell you, Dan, Watchmen didn't do that well because it's not a traditional superhero show. So
Watchmen's excellent though.
It is, but I think that was the thing. It was that seems like it was harder to find its audience, and that was one that took me a couple episodes to get into. This one starts with a bang. I think it's going to be easier for the average HBO watcher to check it out and get into it.
Yeah.
It's got enough going on to bring in a big audience, not just like horror or sci-fi, but like it has some good drama, and then the racial content, especially for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sheriff, dude. Like I know I make these jokes and stuff, but that shit's horrible. That's fucking...
Well,
Although I was
one
laughing
thing
at
that
the monkey, the banana and the monkey, that got me.
the one thing that like was getting me was when they were chasing them out of the town, and that one guy was like in the back of his pickup with the shotgun. It was reminding me was like that thing that happened down in Georgia where that guy that was jogging got executed.
Yeah,
and that was like kind of in my head the whole time that scene was going on. And just one other thing I really wanted to talk about was there's an underlying theme about parents and like abuse and like how that can fuck people up and shit. And I think that I hope to see that more brought to life. Like if you kind of notice, the uncle, I feel like feels an obligation to taking care of Atticus and helping him out because he saw what his brother did to him, and because of the way they grew up was fucked up. So he took it out on his son. So now he has this obligation of like, he couldn't really help him then. So now he's helping him now.
Yeah. Atticus did call him out on that shit. Good call, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's possible at all that this could fail just because we're in such intense political times right now and people just don't want to be reminded of the horrible
I don't think
past?
so.
No.
You think it'll do much better because of it, or it's hard to say?
I think so. I mean, look at Get Out.
Yeah.
Do I have to?
Yeah. Now, see, I really like Get Out.
I'm just saying, like, I do too.
I don't. But yeah, I want more story with my message. That's my problem with Get Out. And Rodney was awesome.
No, I
can't
understand
take away that.
I my whole Oscar beef, so I'm not getting into that one.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This does again. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Are we done with spoilers? Should I pull the tag, or do we have more spoilers left?
Real quick, when they have to, right before the chase scene, when they have to haul ass, when the fucking fire department is coming to chase these people out, I was also laughing. I'm like, this is fucked up. They're supposed to help people. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I wanted to also point out Green Book, really good movie. We covered it on one of our Oscar shows, but it also had a lot of criticism because a lot of people felt it didn't fully show just how horrible it was. So I know some people.
It also had the white. It had the white knight syndrome that people hate because it was still a white dude protecting the black person. But,
yeah, although based
I thought
on
it
real
was fucking
people,
awesome.
So, yeah.
But a homeboy, the uncle, is currently writing a green book. That's why he travels.
Oh,
I thought that was pretty cool.
I caught that.
And because I think that Green Book was 60s. This is 50s. So, presumably, even
well, a
worse
safe travel book. I don't know if it's going to be green or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But more Cthulhu would be great.
Yeah, and more of that monster at the end. That monster at the end was fucking badass.
Oh, the fucking eyeball things? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That shit's cool.
Yeah, it hit you out of nowhere, too, because I was thinking, like, wow. I like I said, at that point, I thought this might be, like, if you remember Game of Thrones, where you don't really get into so much the horror fantasy stuff until a little bit later into the season. And then I was like, oh, no, there we go. We've got monsters ripping people's limbs off.
The gore looked great, too. It really, that one, the one cop that got his jaw ripped off and shit, or bit off, it looks so good.
It did. Yeah, the gore was top notch. Oddly enough, and it's it's good because I'm not complaining about this, but for HBO, no nudity in a definitely R-rated pilot, which was weird. But
give it time. So
could still be coming. All right.
Go ahead.
What?
Sorry. I was going to say, we couldn't go the whole... God damn it, Dan.
Sorry.
No, I'm good.
Right.
I did have an interesting fact on H.P. Lovecraft, but I think I've gone over it on the show, but once the spoiler banner's gone. His cat is named H.P. Lovecraft, and he's racist as fuck, and I kind of like him.
The cat?
No, maybe.
Wait, I'm confused. Whose cat?
H.P. Lovecraft's cat. He named him H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
I that's fucking asinine, but I kind of like it.
Okay.
Is that? Wow.
Yes, that's real.
I don't think I ever heard that before.
Look it up. It's fucking hilarious.
Now that we're on the topic of Lovecraft, just to throw this out there, what's your guys' favorite Lovecraft adaptation?
ReAnimator.
Or I guess just say Lovecraftian movie.
Well, Lovecraftian makes it even harder. But
I go ReAnimator too, then or From Beyond. I kind of flip flop on my mood.
Yeah, I'm a From Beyond and Color Outer Space are my top two.
Yeah,
Color Outer Space is fucking excellent.
Yeah.
That would probably be my second one now.
One thing I will say for Color Out of Space, it's rare, reviewing movies, all the stuff we cover, that to rewatch something fast. And I've watched that, I think, like 3 times. So
I've watched it maybe about 5 or 6 times since it's come out. I absolutely adore that movie.
Yeah, it's up there among the best. I still almost have to go. ReAnimator is a movie you can pop on anytime, and you will focus and watch it. But there's a lot. The Resurrected's underrated.
I need to check that out. That's on my list.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. And 2 I always throw out there. I mean, they're not the best, but they're ones that unfortunately are not on DVD or Blu-ray. And it's Cast a Deadly Spell, and
which is on HBO Max if you want to go watch it right now.
There you go. That's a good perk. I was also going to throw out Necronomicon. It's also very good.
Necronomicon is really, really fantastic.
Yeah,
I just revisited maybe about a week ago, and it's so good.
Yeah. So, check that out. I hope they work something out that we can get some of those on Blu-ray soon. But Any other Lovecraft thoughts from anybody? Like, what was your first Lovecraft movie, Kruger? Like, how'd you discover him?
Well, honest, the way I discovered Lovecraft stuff in general was just on Dom and JD's podcast, Postmortem Show. Mm-hmm. They taught, they're huge H.P. Lovecraft fans, and I had watched The Void back when it came out, and I loved The Void like dearly. Like it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So knowing that like Lovecraftian stuff is stuff like that, I kind of dived myself into it. And then once I saw From Beyond, I was like, all right, let me really dive into this stuff and see, start actually like looking at the stories that H.P. Lovecraft created and stuff like that, like Mountains of Madness and, the actual stories. And now I'm just like a fanatic. That's why I was so excited, for this, and being a Jordan Peele fan, so excited for the show coming out. So can't wait for more of it.
Yeah. And Jeffrey Combs, the one guy who's played Lovecraft and Poe. His name has to be thrown out there as far as the film adaptations. Legendary. So, but every time I think of ReAnimator, I'm so sad we don't have House of ReAnimator, the best unmade movie ever.
I don't know about this one.
Okay. Let me.
It's timely too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The original plan for House of ReAnimator was bringing back both Jeffrey Combs and Bruce Abbott. Mm-hmm. And it was going to be basically William H. Macy was going to be the George Bush stand-in. And basically the president was going to get killed. They were going to reanimate him and like I'll be all in the White House. And I think William H. Macy is perfect for that. But then 9/11 happened and it just kind of, disappeared.
Who is?
It can happen now, though.
Oh, yeah. It still works now with Trump. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine reanimated Trump? Like, can you imagine like the press conference scene?
No one would notice he's reanimated.
He just gets up, drops down from the stage, and just starts like grabbing people by the what, but then ripping. I will give Trump that. I think Trump would be the better president for that movie.
Only that.
Yeah.
You got to make it fast, because if it's Biden, you can't tell if he's already dead. You don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be as funny. Trump
It could
is funny.
still work, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It could still work, but Trump would be.
Yeah, let's X an eye on this talk right now.
No politics unless zombies are involved. All right, so I think that's all we have. Be sure to support us for more lunacy on patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures for exclusive, early, uncensored content. We appreciate it. It only starts at $1. Fleshwoundfeatures.com. All that good stuff. And yes, we will see you next time.
Namaste. Wish you Maxwell.
Good night.